Yeah, Jill, we have a lot of questions coming in over social media. I wish we had time to get to all of them, but one that really stuck out to me that really personalizes this, I think for a lot of people, is a question from Linda on Facebook. And she asked, when can I see my children and grandchildren again in a big group, around a dinner table? The sort of places where your family and our families and families across America come together. It's so hard for them. But what does the future look like?
I think first and foremost, we're just going to have to listen to the experts. We're going to have to listen to the people who, the health experts to say, okay, it's safe. We have to have, like Joe said, more testing. So, I'm just like the person who wrote in. I mean, I cannot wait for the day to just put my arms around our grandkids. And we're lucky, our kids live a mile away from us, and they walk over and we wave to them and talk to them from the porch.
Two of our grandkids live with the other ones. We get on Zoom with. I mean,
but I know. I mean, as a mother and as a grandmother, I mean, that's what family is all about, that hug, that touch, that feel. And we're just going to have to listen to science and to the experts, listen to the facts.
Joe, we're lucky. Bo's children live, as the crow flies, less than a mile away. And they walk over every day, stand out on the back porch. I bribe them with Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And they wait, and we sit, and they sit out on the lawn, and we sit in the porch, and we talk about the day. And, we make sure that I text with and call every one of my grandchildren, every one of my kids, every single solitary day to keep connection. Because it's not just me, Joe. I'm sure everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing. And we really are. We got to, it's just, but you got to, I mean, we got to reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're going to get through this. America has never, ever failed to meet up to a problem when they're given the straight facts. And as Roosevelt said, tell them the truth. They can handle it. But what they can't stand is this yo-yo thing. I mean, up and down and up and down. We're going to open tomorrow. We're going to do this. Everything's going to be fine. A miracle's going to happen. The warm weather's going to come and everything is going to be fine. We have to level with them. But, Joe, you and I, I've been on your program, you and Mika, early on, before I was even running, talking about we need to restore the soul of America. We're seeing the soul of America. Look what's happening. Look at the people risking their lives every day. My son-in-law telling me that in the operating room, you have nurses wearing garbage bags over them. It's because they don't have the right, I mean, it's just, this is the soul of America. And it makes you proud as hell to realize how, in fact, giving the American people are.
The acts of kindness. Just the acts of
really
kindness
does.
to one another.
And Mr. Vice President, Mika has a question for you. I just want to say really quickly, it's interesting, Mika, that when you listen to Jill's answer, she said, we have to listen to the scientists and the doctors. Mika, that's exactly what Vice President Biden wrote in his USA Today op-ed in January. At the end of January, we need to listen to doctors and we need to listen to scientists. Mika, that's a consistent message we hope the president will adopt.
Well, on that question, actually, as it pertains to our democracy, the presidency, the press, and the need for information, Mr. Vice President, what do you make of the president's daily briefings that sometimes last over 2 hours and have his top scientists there, but appear to be used for a lot of different reasons?
Mika, trying to figure out this man is sort of above my pay grade. I mean, it's I don't get it. It seems to always be about him. Everything is about him. It's not about or his political fortunes. Like this idea of making sure we delay getting the checks out till his name can be on them. For God's sake. People are scared to death. They're struggling just to keep their head not above water, but just every once in a while above water.
They need the money.
And everything is about him. This is not about him. It's about us. It's about the American people. And I really mean it. It's one of these things that I don't understand. I mean, and the way he goes in and attacks the press and the things he says, like he's going to adjourn the Congress. He has absolute authority. I mean, it's like something out of a really bad play. I mean, it just... No, I really mean it. Think about it. Joe, did you ever think, Joe, no kidding, you and I have been in politics for a while. We've seen some really rough times. Did you ever think we'd be in a situation like this with the president saying and doing the kinds of things he's doing? Ever.
I don't think any of us
I mean,
did.
it's just,
I don't think
it's just
anybody,
bizarre.
Yeah. I don't think anybody ever expected a president of the United States to stand up and say he had absolute, total power over states and localities. Willie is with us
and I
still.
take no responsibility, remember?
Yeah.
And I take none of this is my fault.
Exactly. Willie.
Hey, Dr. Biden, you've been a teacher for all of your adult life. A lot of us are watching the extraordinary work that teachers are doing in our own homes right now, scrambling in a couple of weeks to create a curriculum and to continue to teach our kids and to get them through, in our case, 4th grade and 7th grade. What does education look like to you on the other side of this? Are we going to see any changes because of this? We have seen online learning for people who are lucky enough to have it, to have access to it. Cities like the one where we live in New York City has scrambled to get, tablets into the hands of public school students so that they can continue to learn. So just first, a huge shout out to our teachers. We talk so much about the people working in the hospitals, and rightly so. But let's not forget the teachers right now, because they're heroes as well.
Yes. Well, I think this actually has started to lift up the teachers, and that parents are saying, wow, this is a tough job.
Yeah.
And seeing what teachers do every single day with all their hearts and their souls. But yes, this will change education, because we've seen the inequality that exists. Not all areas have broadband. Not all people have internet or access to a computer. So this has really put a light on this, that there's so much inequality in education. And I think that's one of the things that we have to work on. So education, I'm talking a lot every day to teachers and groups of teachers and teachers unions. What do we do going forward? How are we going to change this? But I do love that parents are now involved in their children's education. Parents who really were too busy before because maybe they were working 2 or 3 jobs. So now, now they're involved. They're seeing how much effort it takes. They're seeing how hard it is. And maybe going forward, parents will be more involved in their kids' education.
Well, former Vice President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, thank you both so much for being on Morning Joe
Mika, could
special
I say
report.
One more
we
thing?
really
I
appreciate
apologize.
it. Yes.
Sure. Can I say one more thing very quickly? I truly believe we're going to come out of this stronger. The Band-Aid's sort of been ripped off. People have exposed the inequities that exist, have been exposed in ways that people didn't even want to look at before. All of a sudden, people are realizing that person who keeps the storm sewer open and keeps your basement from flooding deserves a thank you and deserves a fair wage.
Yes.
All of a sudden, people are figuring out that waitress who, in fact, served you every day is in real trouble now. And she deserves, or he deserves, to be able to be taken care of. All of a sudden, people are realizing nurses, if there's any angels in heaven, they're all nurses, male and female, that they, in fact, what they do every single day. Cops on the street, firefighters. People, I think we have a chance. We have a chance to take advantage of what we've seen and make it better going in the future. I really believe that. I know I'm viewed as a congenital optimist, but I really believe it. I believe we have an opportunity to move forward in a way we haven't before, because now people have seen what real life is like for so many people.
Yeah.
Mr. Vice President, thank you very much. Jill, thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Mika. Thank you.
And
thank Lady Gaga
thank you.
for what
And
she's
still
doing.
ahead. Oh, Thank you very much. And
We'll
still
do
am.
that. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.